So, if you're interested in contemporary music but don't know where to start, here's 8 composers you might want to check out.
Alexander Schubert, no relation to this fella, studied multimedia composition and bioinformatics, resulting in wild and futuristic compositions. In the oppressive strobing searchlights of codec era, light, choreography, and music create glitchy snapshots of an increasingly manufactured nature. In Serious Smile, Schubert attaches sensors to the musicians that, whether by movement or playing, manipulate the resulting electronic sound, drawing attention to the artificial and uncanny qualities of these types of interactions.
When it comes to American minimalism, you might know about Philip Glass, but you might not know his slightly younger contemporary, Julius Eastman. As well as a composer, Eastman was a fantastic baritone singer, performing the lead role in Peter Maxwell Davies' iconic and crazy 8 Songs for a Mad King. But Eastman died homeless and largely forgotten in 1990, and his music has only recently returned to public consciousness. Eastman was black and gay, and gave his pieces titles that reflected his political and sexual identities, such as Gay Gorilla. Like other minimalists, his style involved building up and breaking down musical patterns, but he did so in unpredictable ways. In the words of the New Yorker's Alex Ross, it's music that's wild, grand, delirious, demonic, an uncontainable personality surging into sound. Quite a review. Hey everyone, it's Brett from Two Set Violin here, just reminding you all to remember to like and subscribe to Tom and Angus's channel. They're doing great work and we really want to see you help them build the channel. Thanks so much.
Liza Lim is an Australian composer influenced by far-scattered Asian cultures and European modernism. In How Forests Think, the push and pull between belonging and unbelonging in her music can be heard in the spindly fungal weaves of the movement called mycelia. As the instruments tunnel in and out, searching for a place to take root, we hear insect-like sounds and perhaps some bird or burrowing animal sounds closer to the surface. Featuring didgeridoo virtuoso and composer William Barton, The Compass, to me, evokes the harsh sunlight gilding the brutal Australian outback with many birds and dry rustles.
We've spoken about Thomas Ades before on the channel. He's one of the most important voices in contemporary music, and if you haven't already, you should check out our visitor's guide to his piano quintet. One of the first Ades pieces I fell for was the violin concerto. The core of the piece is the slow middle movement, which is simply one of the most beautiful bits of music I know. The whole concerto is only 20 minutes, and you won't regret taking the time to sit back and glory in this piece.
Caroline Shaw's early experiences of singing in a church choir and hearing Bach organ works may have influenced her Pulitzer Prize-winning modern take on Baroque dances, Partita for 8 Voices. Featuring everything from rough primordial bellowing to purer choral sounds, throat singing, sighing, vocal slides, and draftman instructions in the form of narration. These days, Shaw's musical activities reach deep into popular culture, but there's still a connection to tradition, like the Cutting Garden from her string quartet Plan and Elevation, using cuttings from Ravel and Mozart quartets.
Sofia Gubaidulina is one of the most performed composers in the world. She grew up surrounded by diverse musical traditions, from Russian Orthodox chants to Tatar folk songs. Her music is rich in symbolism and explores the boundaries between light and darkness. What I really like about Gubaidulina's music is the earthiness. While her output includes moments of sparkle, like the previous excerpt, the defining feature of her work to me is a grungy simplicity typified by the Bassoon Concerto of 1976. When you think of pop musicians who've transitioned into film and classical composition, you might think of Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood. But you should also check out the visceral music of Bryce Dessner, guitarist of indie band The National. Ahem, which we just heard, must be one of the most performed new string quartets of the last decade. But Dessner is also capable of writing music of intense beauty, such as the ending of Tenebrae. The composer writes that Tenebrae is a mass service before Easter. There are 15 candles extinguished through the service, the final darkness symbolising the death of Christ. I looked at Tenebrae not in the context of religion, but for its use of light, and how composers have scored that descent into darkness.
Unsuk Chin's music merges traditions of European modernism, East Asian music, and electronic music. I'd recommend checking out movements 1 and 4 of Parameter Strings for string quartet and tape. The first movement features hidden sounds moving gradually into the foreground of insect-like string tremolos, like a rain front. And the fourth movement casts each instrument as different sized bouncing balls before morphing back into what you heard in the first movement. For something more upbeat and even groovy, why not check out Piano Etude number 5, titled Toccata, where the influence of both electronic music and her teacher Georgi Ligeti looms large. Also, do check out our visitor's guide to Galgalin while you're at it to hear some of her folk music influences in action.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Otherwise, the next video will be a 3-hour documentary on Steve Reich's haircuts.
None of us want that.
No. Steve Reich doesn't want that.
He told us we're not allowed near his house anymore.
Angus.